All right, what is up, guys? It is Chillness, and we are sort of chilling. And when I say sort of chilling, I think that now that I've officially lost the chill for a bit, I think it was a fitting time to maybe take a break and just update you all on this channel and how I'm feeling. And maybe just do kind of a wellness check here and just kind of vent a bit, maybe. Now that I've taken a break and I went on a little vacation, I set up my vacation so that I had a bunch of games to get through, and I spammed out a ton of Chillness games, and a lot of those games went kind of bad. I don't really know off the top of my head how controllable a lot of these outcomes are. I'm not entirely convinced that many of them are controllable, like in the sense that the majority of those games are winnable, because I don't believe that every champion has the same level of agency, even if they're mastered. But I think it's safe to say that in the past 10-15 games, it was probably pretty rough. I think, like Lucian, obviously a pretty big blind spot in my game. Lulu, pretty big blind spot. Lux, not so much, but that could just be RNG. Yi, kind of a blind, not really. I did 100 games to Diamond Yi, so it's probably not that bad. So it looks like a combination of champs that I suck at and champs and just having some bad luck, and probably a lot of Smurf cubes. So why am I here? Well, one of the things I wanted to do was just kind of look through where we've come. I think we're about halfway, and I thought it was fitting because I had such a bad run and was so tilted that I just go back through and assess, what the goal with the channel is, and maybe get some feedback. As you can see, list of champions. We are on Master Yi. Master Yi is somewhere in the middle here. We still got a little ways to go before we get to the bottom of all the champions, and I think we'll probably wind up somewhere when all is said and done. We'll probably be near platinum. This account overall is a 64% win rate in gold with random champions and random builds, which I would say ultimately is a pretty good success. Especially considering that you're not really supposed to be doing that. There's even champions in here like Belveth, who was released. I had no idea how to play her. There's there's bad runs and stuff. Like I said, blind spots, supports, karma top. There's all sorts of instances in this climb so far where Chillness has served the purpose, which, for those who don't know what the overall purpose of Chillness was to challenge myself, which, if I'm being honest, I'm not really sure if this is a challenge anymore as much as it is a torture, because a lot of the time, like, if you couple some of these champions with some of these play styles, a lot of the time it can feel like you're just asking to lose, which is whatever. The other side of the coin is I'm trying to be a better coach. So playing all these different champions and trying to make different styles work is a good way to kind of remind yourself, like, okay, this is what a coaching client might have to be dealing with, or what, a pain point that they might have to get over, or at least understanding what the limitations of a champion might look like, or where they fall flat in certain scenarios, blah, 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 the drill. But I guess now that I'm talking it out with you guys, I guess the source of my frustrations, some of it has been chat related, which going forward, my plan, I'm gonna just have to start muting all in chat from here on out. I think it's kind of pointless, and it's ultimately just served to tilt me even further. Let's face it, no matter who you are and no matter what you've done with the game, people will just flame you regardless. So there's really just no point. And it's even distracting me from content. I read it, it's in my head. Even my own chat sometimes can be negative, like on stream. Read it, it's in my head. So probably not just going to be not only muting chat in game, but also probably not even really reading chat during the Chillness recordings. I think that will help keep them more lively. The other thing is I think I'm just being too results focused. I saw a lot of people really, I don't know what they think, because one of the main things about League is champion mastery for sure. So, you know, any of these champions, or at least some of the harder carry champions, you take any of them and you practice them for a while. Even some of these champions like Karma, who I struggled with, I'm a firm believer that even if you practice something that isn't necessarily great for you in a short term, long term will always even out. I think that I'm just getting too distracted with people's opinion of this experiment. I don't think people realize that, like, in the process of learning, you're destined to have rough games and rough sessions no matter what elo you are. There's not a single player right now in the world who is playing. Well, I shouldn't say there's not a single one. There's a couple that come to mind that can play just about everything at a pretty high level, but that's pretty far and few in between, and even those people don't stream or commentate their games for a reason. So I think I have to remind myself that, you know, with this challenge, I think it's overall a success. I think that there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that have done content that is clickbait or, you know, goofy gimmicky builds, but they've cheated by rigging games or basically just playing in like ultra low elo on purpose at all times, whereas this has been a legitimate run through ranked solo without cheating, without rigging games at all, and trying different things every single time, and even posting the losses, which like no YouTubers do. So while I haven't lived up to the chillness, and that's something that I'm going to try to fix, but the other thing is I think I'm pretty proud of this, and I just want to say, like, I think it's a shame, even on reflection, I think it's a shame that these types of experiments aren't more celebrated. It's the reason that you'll see a lot of content creators, they haven't reinvented themselves very much. Like, they kind of get stuck in like, I'm a one-trick pony, you know, whatever champ. It's because I think you guys are seeing it when you post your losses and you post yourself getting frustrated and getting down and getting beat up a little bit. I think people want to point at you and go, haha, I told you couldn't do it, instead of realizing that, like, you are doing it. Do you know what I mean? I think going forward, I'm going to try really, really hard to keep that in mind, because I'm really happy with where this channel's at. Like, really, really happy. This channel has grown. It's just kind of an offshoot. It's grown to 35,000 subscribers. I don't really know what I'm going to do next with it once we finish this climb. But I do think this type of climb is very RNG dependent. I think the muscle memory that I have on these champions is never going to be there, because there's just too much stuff to juggle, too many different roles, play styles, and variants, with like not only just matchmaking trying to make me lose sometimes because we've won a lot, or just being bad, or just, you know, whatever. So I'm going to keep plugging away at it. I'm going to try to go for it a little bit more calmer, and I'm going to try to emphasize the journey a bit more and stop getting distracted by what people say and think about the climb, because I think up until this point I've been still kind of distracted by it, because I want to change people's minds about the game, and I want to make people not be so close-minded, but I'm starting to see now that that's not really worth my energy. You know, I spent some of my free time when I made like this account decayed, but when I made masters with this win rate with champions I know, no one said anything, right? But when I do Chillness and I try champions that I don't know with goofy builds, it's people are very vocal, like, aha, and it's almost like they're missing the point anyways. It's like an op.gg like this didn't mean anything, but the op.gg with the new champs and the crazy builds means that I'm bad. And I think that's just wearing on my psyche a bit. It's like, do people do people expect you to never learn, right? Because even with a wide versatile pool like this, with real builds and like a real emphasis on winning, that just goes to the wayside. But something like this, where you're putting yourself out there, you get attacked. You see what I'm saying with this? So anyways, as a reminder, I just wanted to say, or I just wanted to take time out of my day and say thanks for supporting this content, because as a content creator, it's incredibly disheartening and frustrating to try really, really hard to win with different play styles and strategies, have games where you know you're being like just straight up trolled, like it has been happening recently, to get flamed in game, to get flamed out of game, and to get flamed on community comments across the legosphere, when you're the only at least when I feel like I'm one of the only people putting myself out there in this space in this way. Because I could have, like I said, went only iron bronze games with builds that I know succeed, and not opened it up to whatever I run into, and not post the tough games, and not post the frustrating losses. Anyways, I just wanted to check in. I just got back from vacation. I took like 10 days off. That's where a lot of these games came from. I'm going to come back with a new mindset. I'm going to be muting everybody all the time. I'm going to stay away from reading as much in games, and I'm going to stay away from reading as much of the comments. No offense. I really want this type of channel to exist. I think it's important for people that are trying to learn to climb, to see like how difficult this game is, and also how important it is to play champions, find strategies that work and really lean on them and master them. And to also, when things get hard, like the solution stuff, for example, to not give up and to try it a few times until maybe you get it right. And I will work to try to recover the chillness and stay chill. But anyways, if you've enjoyed the content so far, you can always support it, like it, share it, comment. I'll definitely do my best to, if I do read comments on the channel, I'll try to make sure I'm in the right headspace before I bother looking at them. But again, thank you so much. Let me know what you guys think. Am I making sense here? Do I sound crazy? Do I sound out of my mind? It's almost, I just feel very, very alone in this content, this type of content, where it's like no one's posting this type of stuff. No one's posting their struggles. They're only posting their successes always, every single time. And I think overall, though, this was still a success, and it still feels like a fail, but it shouldn't. You know what I mean? That's all I got for now. Let me know what you guys think. I gotta go. When you see me next time, I'm gonna work on staying chill. See ya.